So that's one important thing. Do not neglect your hair, even though it's in a protective style. Hello everyone, my name is Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video regarding how you can take care of your protective style, specifically your knotless braids or even your box braids. So firstly, I want to go over moisturizing. So when you moisturize your hair, you have to be mindful what kind of products you put in your hair and also how you apply that product to your hair. When I have knotless braids in, just as I have my hair now, usually I only use an oil, or if I feel, like using maybe like a leave-in conditioner, but very light, I might use like a spray mist or a spray leave-in conditioner on my braids, and that is it. If you use some type of heavy product, like maybe a deep conditioner or even like a very heavy cream or very heavy moisturizer, what can happen is that your hair will become matted when you take it out or when you take down your braids. So you have to be very mindful of that. Whenever I use an oil to moisturize my braids, I will apply the oil to my scalp, I will massage it in and then leave it alone. That's basically it. Sometimes if, I feel like my hair might be a little too dry, I'll go ahead and put some oil in my hand and then I will apply it to my actual braids. I usually use like an avocado oil or jojoba oil. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I use those oils. They're very light. Secondly, I want to go over washing your hair. So whenever you have a protective style in, such as knotless braids or even box braids, you don't have to wash your hair as often as you might think. Personally, I will leave my braids in for about 3 months. Within that period, I will basically wash my hair maybe twice within those 3 months, or maybe 3 times. It just depends. Now, there's some factors that you have to kind of consider. For example, if you work out a lot, you have to wash it more often. Maybe if your hair is very itchy or you have very dry scalp, you might want to wash your hair more often, or even just moisturize it more often with an oil so that you can prevent, dandruff or flakiness or anything of that matter. Now, me personally, I don't wash my hair very often when it's in braids. So far, my braids that you see that I have in right now, I've only had them in for about, I think 6 or 7 weeks, I think. Not that long, maybe about 6 weeks I've had these braids in, and I've only washed my hair once. I know some people who wash their hair every 2 weeks when they're in braids, but they're people that, they work out, they're more active, they do, certain things that might require them to wash their hair more often. So just keep that into consideration. Another tip regarding taking care of your protective style is when you go to sleep. Now, whenever you go to sleep with your protective style in, do not go to sleep with it just like this or out and exposed. What you want to do is actually use some type of scarf or even a bonnet to cover your hair so that it can be as neat as possible while you have the braids in. So I'm going to show you guys what I use before I go to bed. I usually use a scarf of some sort to cover up my edges and cover up my hair, protect my hair from getting messy or maybe frizzy. This is the scarf that I usually use. Notice that it's a silk scarf. That is the best material that you can use on your relaxed hair or even on your natural hair. It's the best material because it really helps with keeping your hair as neat as possible. And what I would do is just put it over my hair like this, and I will tie it at the back of my hair. I will tie it a couple of times because the one that I have right now is very long. You see how long it is? It's a pretty long scarf. You can see that. It's not proportional, but it's a very long scarf. So I will basically just tie it over once, and then I will knot it like this. I'll knot it like this, and that basically is it. So I will knot it like that. So you see here, it's basically covering up my hairline and it keeps my hair intact. It keeps it very still and very intact. And then I'm not done yet. I will basically use my other scarf, this one here, and I will put it over my braids. Because you can see my hair is still exposed. Majority of my hair is still exposed. So I'll use this scarf I need to get a new scarf. There's a huge hole in it. But basically, I will use my scarf and I will put it over this scarf, and I will basically do the same. So I'll tie it like this, tie it, and then tie it as many times that it needs to be tied. And then once that is done, what I will do is take a clip and I will secure the rest of my braids, because even though I use this to cover up my braids, you can see, imagine if I go to sleep just like this, my braids are still exposed and I want to keep them as neat as possible. So what I will do is enclose this part of my scarf like this. You can see it here. And then I will put a clip over it. I will put a clip over this part so that when I go to sleep, my entire hair is covered. One important thing you want to remember when you're taking care of your protective style is that you should not neglect it. Even though it's in a protective style and it's very easy to, you know, forget about your hair, just make sure that you do the basics. Make sure that you moisturize it, you take care of it as much as you possibly can to reduce the frizz and keep it as neat as possible. And then also you want to make sure that your hair and your scalp is as clean as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.